Hey friends, welcome to another video. Achu Meaningful Brandon here. In this video, we are going to be talking about when to know when it's actually time to quit something, when it's actually time for you to give up on something in life. Now, if you've been following my channel for a while, you will realize I'm one of those people that is always encouraging someone never to give up in life. Because in all honesty, it takes a lot of perseverance to be able to achieve something you really want to achieve in life. There are times where you will fail. Sometimes you will fail multiple times. And if you fail a few times and give up, you will not be able to achieve these things. But in all honesty, there are some times in lives we need to give up. And that is what we are going to be talking about in this video. When to know when it's time to give up. If this is your first time here, our goal is to educate, motivate, and inspire people to do the things that inspire them. So if you smash that subscribe button and hit that like button, those things are really going to help me hack the YouTube algorithm, because my goal for this month is to get up to 200 subscribers. So doing those things for me is really going to help the channel grow. Without talking so much, let's jump straight into the video. I said before, it takes a lot of perseverance to succeed in something you really want to succeed in life. But there are some times where perseverance does the opposite thing, because you realize there is no benefit in persevering in something that is not worth having, or something that does not benefit you in any way. Now, the first sign to know when to give up on something is when you realize you are not happy doing these things anymore. For instance, every single person in life have goals, and for the people that are really passionate, that really want to do these things, they have some kind of happiness while they are doing these things. They feel fulfilled each time they are trying in whatever they are doing to achieve this goal. But when you realize you are more sad or experience some kind of anxiety or depression each time you think about your goals, rather than feeling happy each time you think about doing this goal, then you should know that goal is burning you out, because this is not something that can just happen for a month. Or some goals, every human being has goals that take years to achieve this goal. And I'm not talking about 1 year. There are goals that can take at least 40 years to achieve this goal. And if you are in your early stage of achieving this goal and you realize it's already burning you out, you don't feel happy, then it's time to think of give up that thing and try to look for something that is going to give you some kind of a fulfillment while doing it. Now, I'm not saying your goals are going to be easy, make you happy when you know. There are times where your goals are going to make you feel sad. You will not want to do what it takes. But that should not be the majority of the time. It's only a few times that happens. Not that 99% of the time you're always sad, you're not happy when you try to do something towards achieving a particular goal. If that's the case, then no, it's time to give up on that thing and try to focus on something else. The second point is, you are doing something you know deep inside of you, this thing is not going to work. You know it so well. It could be because of an experience you have in the past. It could be because of a particular situation you find yourself in. You know deep in you it's not. Let's take for instance, you are less than 5 feet tall, but you are so passionate about becoming a basketballer. Deep in you, no matter how you want to achieve these things, no matter how you are passionate to do these things, but you will never find a 5-foot player in a professional basketball league. So there are times when you know deep in you this thing cannot just work, and this is when you have to give up. And this is not just all about basketball. There are some things in life that you need to have a particular shape, size, a particular appearance for you to achieve those goals. And a lot of people, due to nature, due to illness, or due to something, have put them in a situation that no matter how happy, no matter how passionate they are to become this particular set of people, they just can't do it because of the circumstances, because of the situation they are finding themselves in. So if you are in this scenario and find yourself in a situation where you deep inside of you, you know this thing cannot work, then just know it's time to give up. Because first, every reality you see has once been a vision. If you cannot have that vision of success in you first, there is no way you can translate it into reality. So please don't burn yourself out. If you think it's not doing it, give up on that and focus on something that you have a vision about. Another thing that will help you know that this is the right time to give up is when you start feeling miserable. Another thing, it could be in your job, it could be in the society, it could be in a team you find yourself in. Once you start feeling miserable in that space, then just know it's time for you to give up. For instance, just because you have a good job does not mean you are happy in those jobs. There are some places where people don't value your talent. Your boss is abusive, your co-workers talk bad against you. Every time they are uniting to make a coup to fight you out. Once you find yourself in this space, you are not happy doing these things anymore, then just know it's time to give up. For instance, the reason why you need to be able to give up on such a toxic environment is because these things most of the time does not just affect you and when you leave your job it's over with it. No, it always extends from your job to your home, to your friends, and to people surrounding you. For instance, just because you had a bad day at your job site with your boss, you get at home. Sometimes your spouse, your children wants to bring up a conversation with you. You carry the negative energy you brought up from your job into your home, and maybe you yell at them and they are not happy. Maybe you go out there and somebody makes a minor mistake towards you that would have been something that you would have just apologized to each other, shake hands and move away. But just because you have this toxic and negative mentality you brought up from your job, you extend that aggression to strangers, to other people out there, and gradually this lifestyle is ruining you. It's draining your power, it's taking away the energy out of you, and before you know it, sometimes you won't even realize it. It's at that point where you have pushed the people you really value, the people you really love, away from your life, and that's when you start coming to your senses and realizing you are in an environment that is full of toxicness. So please, if you find yourself in such a position, then just know it's time for you to give up on that space. Focus on something that will make you not extremely happy, but at least give you a calm mind where when you leave your job, you can still maintain a happy family back in your house and to the people around you. Another sign that will tell you when it's actually time to give up is when you start feeling like you'll be much more relieved if you give up on this thing. And I am an example of this because I was in Dubai for a while and I had a job. And honestly, there was nothing that made me happy in that job more than the day I felt like I was going to quit. I could not wait for that day when it was going to be my last day to go to that place and turn my back and never to be here anymore. It was an amazing feeling for me. That's when I realized this thing is not worth having. Give up on this thing. Now, if you are doing something and you always feel like each time you think about quitting, you feel relief, then just know that thing is not for you. You have to be happy and you have to feel miserable each time you think of quitting rather than feeling comfortable when you think you want to quit. For instance, I love making this video, and each time I sit back and think of quitting, doing all this stuff, I don't feel happy. I don't feel my life like I will be happy if I quit doing these things. But if the opposite was true, and I felt like each time I want to quit and I feel happy, I feel like I'm going to feel more satisfied when I quit, then I would have known that this is the time that I need to give up on this thing and try to focus on something else. Because honestly, life is not, we don't have a lot of time in life to focus on something deep in us we know it's not going to work. I always say this, for the things you can control, do everything in your power to control these things. For the things you cannot, just pray. And most importantly, pray that God should give you the knowledge to know the difference between the things you can control and the things you cannot control, because it's really going to help you in life. And the things you can control and the things you cannot control, this is what we are talking about in this video today, to actually know when and when not to quit. With that said, this is the end of this video. I hope there was some information that was passed out. If that's the case, don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel, because these things are really going to help me hack the YouTube algorithm. Thank you for watching and God bless you. Peace.